Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Enjoy this Goldylocks Productions presentation of the Stacey and Company show. Stacey Ericson channels messages from your higher self and other realms. Connect with your own unicorn and dragon. Step into this magical realm now.
Hey everyone, so happy to be here today. Really excited. Have a really nice show for you today. Feels like the energy is a little bit tense these days. We're just talking about that. And so I'm hoping that today's show will help all of us. It's actually reminded me of a few things, which was really cool. And I definitely need to get to the store to buy some magic to help me create a little bit more magic in my life. And so, again, we're going to talk about magic today. It's really, really cool. So my show is usually about, well, it's always about, I should say, the natural world and other realms. And what we do here is talk about things that'll help us recognize, what's out there in the world, in this time frame that we're in right now. So it's kind of a crazy time. And so we'll move forward with today's show. So today's show, we have the minerals and the crystals with us. And it was really funny because I was actually sitting there saying, what in the world wants to come forward? And it seems like everything's kind of slow to come forward. And it's been a little bit stressful lately for all of us because of all the shifts and changes that are happening in the world right now. And so it's really interesting, So we just have to remember to rock back and breathe and to feel into the energy that's around you and recognize what is important for you to bring you joy and happiness in your world and love. And so anyways, these crystals are stepping forward for this very reason today because they can bring a lot of great energy. So everything in the world does have energy. And we are going to talk about that just like we always do. Telepathy is the way that you can connect into this energy and actually hear, feel, sense, or believe it's true by just sitting quietly and recognizing with telepathy, which is a form of communication. So telepathy is the mind-to-mind connection where you receive information about likes and dislikes as well as other thoughts. So lately what I've been doing is trying to sit and do some meditating actually, which is so funny because I'm not a meditator at all because I can barely sit still for very long. So it's not easy for me to do this, but I'm going to try in the future here because it did help me today in finding the source of the show today, which was really, really nice. So like I said, the beautiful crystal stepped forward, which was fantastic. Thank goodness. And I thank them for being here. So the other way to communicate is through entrainment. And that is the heart-to-heart connection where you receive information on a deeper level. Now you can tap into future events. You can tap into past lives, other realms, as well as other things personal to you or to the being that you're speaking with. So here on the show, we always talk about energy and everything has energy. So that is the whole reason why you can communicate with just about everything in the world that has energy. In fact, I don't even know what is not possible to communicate with because it feels like everything is possible as long as you just sit quietly and recognize where you are in the world and feel into the energy of the world. And it's really, really interesting how all of this comes to light. So you can talk to trees, you can talk to animals, you can talk to the grass, you can talk to other beings that are out there in the world, and you can talk to rocks. Now, I do have to tell you this story, and I was in, where was I? I was in North Carolina, and it was so much fun to be there. I really enjoyed it. I was there doing a class on facilitating with horses and therapy and things like that. And it was really, really interesting because it helped me start to tap into who I am and where I am in my life at the time and how I feel about things around me. And it also helped me really open up to to my abilities in receiving information from all beings. So anyway, so when I was there, it was so interesting to learn that the oldest mountains in the world are, well, one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world is the Blue Ridge Mountains. Now, you wouldn't think that because they're not really big, but the thing is that they're all worn down. You know, they're kind of like they're round and short, which is what happens to us when we get old, right? So anyway, so that's what's happening to the Blue Ridge Mountains right now. So, but in the Blue Ridge Mountains, it's really interesting because they are so old. They have so much knowledge and wisdom to share. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because a lot of crystals come from the earth, obviously. And so it's so important to recognize and to understand this in some way. Now, some crystals do come from, meteorites and other things from space, which is really cool to find out about them as well. There's like a plethora of crystals out there, and I can't even tell you how many there are because there's so many that it's insane. And I think that they're still finding more and more as time goes on. So it's really important to recognize that these crystals are here and they have energy just like those mountains do. So anyway, so I was in North Carolina. I was sitting outside and I was just relaxing outside and just kind of like thinking about things and wondering, about the world and whatnot. And it was such a great time. But the mountain actually started talking to me. And it was really cool. So I got some really neat information from this mountain because of the fact that I was just sitting quietly once again, and I was thinking about nothing and sort of meditating with the mountain. And then the mountain started to speak to me. So I know it sounds really crazy and quite insane, but it's not, because we are here. In the olden days, that's how the Indians got around. That's how animals in this day and age get around. That's how birds fly from the north to the south and then back up from the south to the north. They navigate through all these different systems, and with noticing the energies of Earth, and also recognizing, these different ways of communicating with the beings on Earth. So it's really interesting how we are so connected, like extremely connected. And that's another reason why we're feeling this heavy energy right now in the world, and it's not easy to deal with. So hang in there. It's going to be okay. By the end of this year, it should be a lot better, but we just have to get through this little bump in the road. So anyway, so I was going to step into these crystals. Now, once again, there's a million crystals. I mean, so many, I can't even tell you. I was actually going to show you a few that I have, and they're absolutely beautiful. Some are really shiny, like this one. It kind of is reflective, and I don't know what kind it is. I'm sorry. But some of these I do not know, just because I picked them up because I thought they were gorgeous, but I never really, paid attention to like what or where they came from. And so anyway, so this is, some crystals that I have in my own little, collection here. And I love all of them. They're all pretty amazing. Of course, I have pink ones here that are really, really pretty. Now, these are not natural, obviously, because Earth doesn't make this color crystal, but they are still really pretty to look at and to have, because the color is so important in our lives. Now, we talk about color a lot. Color has representation of everything. So, the green grass is soothing, it's calming. So it becomes this idea of health for us. And of course, our money is colored green too. So it's health and wealth, and that's what goes with green. So it's really, really cool to recognize colors as well with these crystals, and understand that, the color of the crystal is also can be conducive to the purpose of the crystal. Now, in the olden days, a lot of people use crystals, and we'll talk about these in just a minute, for all different reasons. Lots and lots and lots of magic was done with crystals. And it was really cool to do this because everybody was so, wanting to connect in, and so each crystal has its own vibration. And so once again, here's a couple more crystals. So here's one shaped like a unicorn horn. This is a quartz crystal. And then there's one more quartz crystal here. That one was sort of like a smoky quartz. This is more of a clear quartz, I think. I'm not sure, it might not be. And then here is a fluorite. I think that is what that's called. It's really pretty. And actually, I don't know if we can show it to you. It's sort of, I guess you can sort of see it now because it's got rainbow colors. It's really, really, this one's really pretty. I usually wear this in a heart shape, like around my neck whenever I'm doing readings with the animals, because it's such a neat crystal to wear, and I love it. So pretty. And you can have your crystals wrapped in these silver too, just so you know. You can find people that do, wrap their crystals, and they do a really good job. This lady did a great job. And so anyway, so it's really neat. We also have crystals in jewelry. This is a piece of jewelry that I found when I was like 16 or 17 years old. It's like really old, but it's really neat. And it has a crystal in there too, which is really cool. I'm trying to think of like how to get this crystal like where you can actually see it. There we go. It's really pretty. So anyways, there's all these different types of crystals. This one's really neat. This is an azurite. This is for your sixth sense. It's really pretty, isn't it? I love it. And then this one here is a sodalite. And this one here is really pretty too. And this one has a lot of energy, actually. It's very small, but it has a lot of energy. And I use that one for confidence a lot of times. And then this one here is an amethyst, which I'm sure you can see sort of like that. It's kind of pretty. And so anyway, so crystals come in all different shapes and sizes. You can have like, some people have gigantic crystals in their homes. Like I have this one here, which is like another unicorn horn, which I absolutely love. Yeah, this one's really neat. Very, very cool. It reminds me of the ocean a little bit because it's got some blue in there. It's like so pretty. So anyway, so yeah, so all these crystals are really important to have in our lives, just to surround us and keep us happy when we look at them, because their energy actually infuses with our energy, and then they help us, either smile or be excited or whatever it is. This one sort of represents a horse head to me. It's kind of neat. I love it. So anyway, so there's all these different types of things that we can, crystals that we have that, can really invoke some sort of emotion. And they're really, really fun to have. So anyway, so what I wanted to do today was kind of give you an idea of why I'm talking about crystals. So today I was actually meditating with this one meditation that a friend of mine sent me. Thank goodness she did, because it was really neat. But anyway, it did talk about, going into this garden, and basically when you're in this garden, you're walking through this garden and you meet all these different beings and things. And so the one thing that is like you meet a crystal, or you meet an animal, or you meet a person that is, that's on the other side, or you meet, let's see, what else was there? That was like that and that and that. And then there was one other thing. But anyway, so as you're walking along this path, it was really cool. So the crystal that came to me today was called the aquamarine. Now it's a really cool crystal, but I never really have been, I don't have it like in any of my collections here. And I guess when you're in need of a crystal, you can wear them on your body, or you can stick them in your pocket. So what I've been told about crystals is that if you put it in your left pocket, you receive the energy. And if you put it in your right pocket, you're giving the energy away. So, so say you want to receive energy of like this aquamarine, you put it in your left pocket. And then if you want to send it out into the world, you put it into your right pocket, which is really cool, because then you can put like a rose quartz in your right pocket to send love to everybody, right? Because isn't that what this is about? Is for all of us to get into this loving truth of what there is in the world for us to keep us calm, excited, and happy about life. So anyway, so as I was walking down this path, it was really neat because it said, that aquamarine was the crystal that I met. So I thought it was really neat. So I'm going to explain to you what this crystal means. Now, it's really cool, we have this online stuff, and it's so much fun because you can look things up so quickly and so willingly and so fast. And it's really nice to know, because when you do this, then you can go ahead and have you can get the information quickly, but also learn it. So then that way you can receive the information right away as well. So it was really neat to like learn this, because I did receive it right away. I actually wrote it down. So, and once again, when you receive information, it's really nice to actually write it down, because then it's also you receiving it a little bit more in another way. So when you're receiving information, if you write it, it helps you sort of absorb it better too. So it's kind of neat, So anyway, I'm going to say hi to Robin. Thank you so much for joining us today. She says, hello, everyone. I am getting ready to drive. I will be listening, and I wrap all my own stones. Oh, that's good to know, Robin. I might have to call you to wrap up some of mine. And then Amy says, I finally got a full-size clear quartz. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I know, they're like so much fun, right? I want one of those gigantic amethysts, that's like as big or tall as me, that are just sits in the corner somewhere, because it's so beautiful and so wonderful. And, amethysts are just amazing with their healing properties. But we'll get into that in just a few minutes. So anyway, so the aquamarine is the color of the sea. It's actually really neat. It kind of does look a little bit like this crystal here. let's see, let's hold it here. So it does sort of look like this, not much, but a little bit, it's got that like a little bit more aqua, but anyway, it's really pretty. And so, so it's related to the sea. So it's for exhilaration as well as calm. And it says, let go of your feelings and cleanses evil thoughts and barrier-inducing experiences, which is really cool. So this stone inspires trust and truth. The reflective qualities relate to the sky reflecting on the sea, which relates to the ability to find hidden meanings and truths. It helps facilitate facing others or oneself head on and staring into the depths of the soul, which that's really neat. You can see how deep these crystals can get you, into like something very, very interesting, very spiritual. These, especially with their energy that they portray to you. It's really cool. And you might have just one of these issues or problems, or you might just keep the stone because you like it. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you're drawn to, it's, it's going to empower you in that way anyway. So it's really, really cool. So anyway, so it can help calm fear of public speaking. Oh, yeah. It encourages reflective relaxation and calm, revealing the speaker's wisdom to herself while unlocking her truths and feelings. Now that's really cool. I love that because it encourages reflective relaxation and calm, and then revealing the speaker's wisdom to herself while unlocking her truths and feelings. So it's kind of what I need, because in reality, I'm always talking to beings that are talking to us and sort of channeling as we're doing the show. And so it's, so I'm feeling like I'm going to have to go out and buy this crystal, but I really want a big one like you, Amy. Get like the real big ones because they just mean more to me. But I guess I probably need a small one to keep in my pocket. So the process, it helps with the process of intellectual reasoning and the ability to find answers quickly. It allows you to learn about the world at large as well as yourself. And it makes analytical thinking more manageable and gives strength to discipline and perseverance by virtue of a lifted mood. Now that is awesome. I mean, because crystals can help us, feel better about our lives because of the energy that they bring. We just look at them once again, like this one is just amazing. It looks like, it's so cool, right? And then you just look at that, it's like a mosaic. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's so pretty. And so just staring at that, makes you think about things and sort of reminisce or whatever it is that you're doing, and helps you sort of get it back into your own self and your own body, which is really nice. So Amy says, I carry small ones in my pockets, but didn't know about the right and left. I know. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Somebody that's a crystal reader actually told me about that, which we'll talk about in just a minute. So anyways, so the aquamarine still brings altruistic properties, are enhanced as well as your will to help and heal others. It becomes more pronounced and inspired. Reasonable, passionate, and kind demeanor is encouraged when you carry the aquamarine. So it's really cool how it helps with these emotions and all of this other stuff to help, whatever it is that you're going through. It says if there is an old emotional trauma preventing you from moving forward in life, aquamarine's cleansing properties will make things easier to let go of. Now that is huge, because in reality, and this is one of the reasons why I know that I have this stone here for us to talk about today, because like I said, there's so many stones, but this one is really important. It feels like it might relate to everybody out there right now, just because of everything that's going on. So it helps with the damaging of one's ego that can cause that person to find themselves inadequate and undeserving of true happiness, and often leading them to abusive relationships and toxic friendships. The stone allows us to see the true nature of our situation more clearly and act accordingly. It is possible to begin your emotional healing if you have allowed yourself to be a martyr for too long, once your inner truths are revealed to you through aquamarines. Meaning, your manipulative relationships will be easier to deal with once and for all. So this is like a really good stone, once again, because it seems like it kind of covers like the whole gamut of all of everything. It helps heal emotions. It helps heal a lot of different situations that people are in, especially right now with, being so close to each other at home all the time. And then as well as, not being close to people that you want to be close to. So the first step in any emotional growth is recognizing the negative pattern of behavior that led you to the situation you might be in. And then the healing properties is to facilitate communication. So communication, like we're talking about it right now, is beautiful. And it's such a wonderful thing to do, because it does help, recognize what it is that you're trying to put out in the world. So you carry the stone in a pocket or necklaces and earrings are favorable, as it is recommended to keep it close to your head and neck. So this stone is really good around your, upper body. And some stones are fine in your pocket too, but this stone's more powerful if you wear it, as jewelry. So the aquamarine is related to physical healing, connected with breathing. It is referred to as the breath stone, known to alleviate sinus, lung, and respiratory problems. Now, doesn't that sound familiar? So this is really cool. This stone can actually help with, all kinds of things, even your health issues that you have. It also helps with, was reading, but I didn't write it down. It helps with allergies and, all kinds of cool stuff. So, and you can find all this information online. You just have to look up each stone. But like I said, I chose this stone because this is the one that came to me in a meditation. So it is supported by aquamarine. The meaning and messages and articulations to the divine are more lucid and more potent. So you can receive information from the divine much easier if you have this aquamarine on you in some way, which is really cool too. It's considered a gateway crystal to spiritual access. This can help you achieve closer connection with outer manifestations of your spirituality and with your inner self. Now that's really neat too. I mean, like I said, this stone is so cool. And this is why I'm bringing you this absolute one stone, because it seems like it's super powerful and probably will help every single person that, is out there on the planet right now in some way. So aquamarine says, go with what life gives you at any given moment, rather than lying in wait for the perfect time or opportunity. So this is what it's saying. And then you can put aquamarine at the northern end of your bedroom, study, or whatever area you use for the most prayers, repose, and calm reflection in your home. So if you have it in the north end, then in feng shui, it'll help you bring that more of that energy into the prayer and the calm reflection or the repose, whatever it is. And so it is a stone of courage and was carried by the warriors in battle to keep them safe. So that was a really cool stone. Like I said, it was so neat. So I wanted to talk about these stones because it's really interesting how we have all of these different, like I said, hi, Lori, it's good to see you. And Elaine, thank you for joining me today. Elaine says, hi, Stacey, love your show. And I'm watching the show from Australia. I really love you for that. Thank you. Do you ever get to pet a kangaroo, by the way? That'd be so cool. I just think they're so lovely. So lovely. All right. So anyway, so back to what I was talking about. Okay. So with the crystals, it's really interesting because some people, we talk about this on most shows, and that is that everybody has their special skills or their special superpowers. Now, some people, I know of two actually, that are friends of mine that can read crystals. And it's really cool and a lot of fun to get your crystals read. And what they do is they lay the crystals on your, mid body here, all the way down and up. And when the crystals are on your body, it's really interesting because some of the crystals they put on will automatically heat up instantly and become, really energized and help whatever is going on in your life. So say you're feeling a lot of sorrow or something, and they put a crystal, right there on your solar plexus to help you with this, deep, deep sorrow. And the crystal's there, and it like literally absorbs the sorrow and helps you sort of, get rid of it. It is the coolest thing I've had done, and it's really a lot of fun. And in the meantime, though, they can the crystal readers, they tell you a story about yourself and what's been happening in your life, or even some past life trauma might come up. You just never know. So it's really, really interesting how these, a crystal reader can actually give you some ideas too on what crystals to buy as well. So if you have anybody that's in your area, or if you know of anybody, definitely go see them because it's a lot of fun to get your crystals read. It's really neat. And the only way that I've ever had it done is by that. But I don't know if there's any other way. I'm sure there is, but I just have never experienced it. So anyway, so it's really cool. So, and once again, through this show, you can sort of learn yourself, like, what is it that you're attracted to? Because if you are attracted to crystals, that might be something you might want to jump into and try with your friends and say, hey, can I put some crystals on you and see what happens? Because it's kind of fun to explore and experience new things and see what it is that is your magic superpowers. Because we all have them, every one of us. So it'd be nice to learn what they are and then have some fun with it or make some money with it. Either way, you could do it. So the crystals are definitely a lot of fun. I actually have one lady that's a friend of mine who comes to my class on Wednesday nights. It's like a gathering, I guess. And, she's actually working on learning about her crystal readings. So it's really, it's been very interesting and a lot of fun to watch her do it. So anyway, so we're going to go on. So the rose crystal. Now this is really cool because it's pink, right? Rose quartz crystal is what it's called. And some of them are really light pink. Like this one's really light pink. I don't know if you can see. I can't really tell in this light. But anyway, it's a really light pink, but it's really, really nice. And I love it. And this one is also a really soft pink. It almost looks like it's a clear quartz or a white quartz, but it's not. It's rose quartz. But anyway, I love these. And what it is really neat when you go to pick your crystals. Like say you go to a store that has crystals, you want to sort of, pick up the crystals and see which one you're drawn to, because a lot of times that's the one that you need at that moment in time. But also when you do pick it up, you want to kind of hold it and feel it and, really try to recognize the energy of it. Now, I do this with my left hand because I want to receive the energy. So just so you know, it's just an idea. If you're like, well, I can't feel it and it's in your right hand, then you can say, okay, let's try your left hand and see if you feel it there. But sometimes you can really feel like a little vibration. You can feel the crystal heat up. You can feel all these different sensations in your hands on the, and feeling the energy of the crystals. It's so, so cool. I have to tell you, I didn't think I was very good at it, but over time I've gotten a little bit better at, finding the energy of the crystals. Another one like this one right here is like, it's kind of cool. I forget which one this one is, but because there's a couple of black stones. But anyway, this one's really neat because you can sort of rub your thumb across it and it's really soft. And so I got this, I think I was doing some public speaking. And so I had it to like help me, sort of have something to sort of hold on to, but also rub and to soothe me a little bit, and that's what this crystal was for. And it was really, really neat. So there's crystals too. They're called rubbing crystals, I think is what they're called actually. And so you can buy those and it helps, sort of soothe you, and you just sort of feel into whatever crystals feel good to you and which ones you ever want to rub. And then like this one too, like I'm sort of releasing energy. So I think I was using this one for releasing. And anyway, it was really, really cool. So this is another way to buy crystals if you want to, or you can just buy a smooth crystal. Like this one's, it's bigger, it's larger, but it's smooth. And so you can still rub this one if you want to, or, hold it in different ways to help soothe you. So it's really neat, or receive the energy of the crystal. So you definitely want to pick whatever shape or size or whatever it is, that feels good to you, because that's what's important. Like I actually got this crystal. I want to see if we can see it in the light. I don't know if we can. It's pink, which I'm into pink. But anyway, so this one's really cool. And actually put a light behind it. You can't really see it. But anyway, put a candle behind it because it's like this on the backside. And it lights it up. It's really pretty. So you can also do it for decorative purposes too, like that. It's just something that you look at, that you love, and you just love the energy of it and the shape and the the color and whatever else, that draws you to it. And it's really important to do that, because that's what you want. And like this, my gosh, this is the unicorn one I started with in the beginning of the show. I don't know if everybody could see it, but it's so cool. This is really, really neat, right? And it has the ocean here, all the water, beautiful, just, it's so, so cool. And I love it. And this is grounding, very, very grounding. I think it's the jasper, red jasper with some, I want to say, I can't remember. I think they call it ocean jasper, but I'm not sure. So Elaine, hi. She says that my partner, Paul, has a 15 kilogram brown leopard skin jasper. It says hello. Oh my God, that's so cool. Well, there you go. See, we just talked about that. That was a leopard jasper. And this one I think is another kind. So jasper is, from what I understand, and we can all look it up on our phones, is used for grounding. And it has other purposes. I think it's for love too. There's quite a few different things for jasper, but the jasper is a great, great stone. She says, if you're doing readings, can I please have one? Thank you. Yes, definitely. I will definitely get to that at the end here when we get to the probably like 3:40 is when I like to try to get those, but we'll see if we might not be able to do that. We might have to do just one or two. All right. So anyway, so back to this. So rose quartz. So the rose quartz is, those are about love, just so you know. They're really, really neat. And the crystal's ability to move energy from the Hara point, which is right below the navel, to the heart chakra makes the rose quartz exceptional for energy work. So a lot of, whenever you go into like massages and places like that, people that have, more of a metaphysical type of background, they'll have, quartz everywhere because they're so powerful and so healing. So it's really, really cool. So it can help dissolve boundaries of isolation and mistrust and cultivate self-love. It helps heal heart wounds. It promotes receptivity to beauty of all kinds. Now get this. This is really neat. The goddess of, it's Isis, basically. The goddess Isis would go to the river to massage rose quartz on her face. And that was before, obviously facial rollers. But now if you go get facials, they actually have facial rollers that have rose quartz in them. And it helps, basically helps you have a facial, which is really cool too. So rose quartz is such a beautiful stone. And I just, wanted to talk about this one just because it's really common, and a lot of people use them. I was told that if you want to, try to draw your loved one to you, or your twin flame, or whatever it is, your soulmate. If you want to draw them to you, you put your rose quartz, your favorite rose quartz underneath your pillow at night. So that's just kind of fun, gives you a little something to think about. So yeah, so rose quartz is powerful with love, really, really powerful with love. All right, so there's another one that I wanted to talk about, and I thought this was a really neat stone, and it's called a peridot, and it has a lot of interesting qualities to it. And so that was one of the reasons why I wanted to talk with you about peridot, because it's really, really interesting as well. So peridot is fun. Hi, Linnell. How are you? So thanks for joining me today. Okay, so anyway, so green peridot are really, really pretty. Now, I don't really have the color, but it is more of like this color. It has like a little bit of, yellow in it. The peridot does, instead of like the emeralds are really green, whereas the peridot has like a little bit more of that, yellow green. So gorgeous. So anyway, so the green peridot, they're called evening emeralds. And the reason why, and I read this, I thought this was so cool, is that they actually hold their glitter, like they hold their shine even in the night moon, which is really cool. I thought that was so neat. So this, it's the stone of compassion and brings good health, restful sleep, and peace to relationships. And I thought that this was a great stone for all of us too to learn about, because it's such a powerful stone in all of those. And we do need all of those qualities at this time in our lives as well right now. So it is also noted to balance the emotions and the mind. Those who wear it are generally happy and content. Now, I'm definitely going to get some peridot here. I'm definitely going to get the peridot, and I'm definitely going to get the aquamarine for sure, just because, yeah, both of those seem like they're the perfect stones for me at this moment. So anyway, it is also noted, let's go back. So it is also noted to balance the emotions and the mind. Those who wear it are generally happy and content. It helps with eloquence, creativity, while bringing delight and good cheer. It also attracts love, relieves anger, and can bring a sense of renewal and rejuvenation to all things. This is such a cool stone. I mean, really. And you can get it in jewelry too, which is even more fun, That's what makes this so neat. So it is known to diminish obsession, decrease envy, and eliminate the feeling of guilt. It can help one triumph in challenging situations and times. It activates the heart chakra, solar plexus chakra, and it acts as a shield of protection around the body. So, if you're going food shopping or something like that and you're feeling a little vulnerable, this is a great stone to wear. You can wear it, like I said, as jewelry, as earrings or whatever, but even a bracelet or a ring, whatever it is, it's so powerful. So it is one of the oldest known gemstones. Isn't that cool? And it's called chrysolite. So chrysolite is the name of it, and it's mentioned several times in the Bible, which is really cool. And its meaning is golden stone because of the flashes of the golden brilliance seen in the stone. Like I said, this is kind of like what it is, because this does have a little bit of that in it, but it's hard to see. So anyway, I have to find out if this is a peridot or not. It gets confused with emeralds a lot, though, but obviously because it's green. So Cleopatra's jewelry was actually considered emeralds, but because of where she is, they think it was probably peridot, not emeralds, because I guess she wore a lot of green, which is very pretty. So this gem is the national gem of Egypt, which I thought was so cool. By the way, Egypt is coming up a lot for me. So we'll be talking about Egypt probably at the next show, because there's been a lot of cool stuff that's been, I don't know, I've been downloading a little bit here. So it's really neat, like Horus and Thoth and some other beings that want to have a voice right now. So anyway, so Queen Victoria's son, King Edward, coined the peridot as his personal talisman and channeled its protective properties, because once again, it protects you, which is really, really cool. Leo here, I know. Oh yeah, Linnell, that's funny. That's right, it is a Leo stone. So Linnell says, one of our shops opened in Reno. They have a dark room that has glowing crystals. It's a very cool room. Oh my gosh, I know. Actually, when I was in Reno, I saw stuff like that. She said obsidian was rocking my soul the other day. And then Linnell says, Leo here, I know the stone well of the peridot. Yes, it is. It's actually an August stone. So, and that's a great thing. Thank you for mentioning that, because I haven't mentioned that yet. Every single month does have a stone that goes with it, a crystal that goes with it. So it's kind of fun, to find out what your birthday stone is. Mine is a sapphire. I love them. They're so beautiful. And, but the peridot also can fall into it as well. So it all depends on like where you look and who you talk to and that type of thing. So it's really, really neat. All right. So it says that the peridot has always been associated with the sun and been the key to fighting darkness. It has been used to ward off evil spirits. It can aid in the success of personal relationships and marriage, and it encourages positive energy and suppresses the ego and jealousy. So of course that would help, ward off the evil spirits, because a lot of that goes with evil spirits, the ego and jealousy. So anyway, so that's all about the peridot that I have right now. But I really thought it was a beautiful stone, and to bring forward, the idea of its energy is just amazing to me, because it is such a glorious, beautiful being, and it has a great energy to it. Like when you do pick it up, you really do feel the energy of it. It's so interesting. I mean, really, really cool. All right, so we're going to move forward into one more stone that I think that you all are pretty familiar with, and it's called the amethyst. Now, the reason why I'm talking about the amethyst today is because, and once again, there are so many stones out there. I mean, I don't even know what this one is, but it's shiny. I love shiny, by the way. Shiny, anything shiny is like brilliant to me. So cool. When I used to ride my horses, I'd have them all dressed up in this bling, which was not appropriate for the hunter jumpers, but it was still so much fun to do. Have a little bling mixed in there, But anyway, so shiny stones, I'm definitely drawn to quite a bit. And there are so many different types of shiny stones that you can look for too. So you don't have to have, you can have whatever you're drawn to and have them set out somewhere so that every time you look at them, they can be, really, 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 uplifting and exciting to see, and, all that kind of stuff. So it's really neat to have these stones around you to help create the energy that you want to create wherever you are. There's, what's really neat too, is there's a, gosh, I can't think of the stone right now, but it's so cool. It's silver, and it's a really neat big stone, and you can get it in like a chunky type of thing. And it's very, very pretty when it's like, I think when it's like chunky, and chunky meaning not smooth. And anyway, you can put that like in the middle of your table with, candles and stuff like that. And it just adds to, the flavor of everything. And plus you're receiving the energy of the stone itself, which is such a beautiful thing. It's so wonderful. So Robin says, I just bought some beautiful stones. Unfortunately, my nephew stole them from me. He's 22, old enough to know better. One was a beautiful blue gold quartz. Oh yeah. Well, you know how you look at that. You just say, maybe he needed it more than you did. Unfortunately. That's what we get for having relatives, right? All right. So anyway, so amethysts. Amethysts are really, truly amazing, and I love them so much. And they're very healing, and that's what they're known for. I have one somewhere. Oh, I know. I put it on my belly. So anyway, so amethysts have been associated with gods and goddesses because of its beauty and appearance. Its name translates into intoxicate from the Greek word amethystos. This is because the Greeks believed, I thought this was a cool fact, that amethyst had the power to prevent getting drunk, and in turn instill clear thinking. Now, I thought that was pretty funny. So I wanted to make sure I shared that with you all because, there is some fun in history at times, and all these different little, I don't know, facts, these little tiny facts that you can find here and there. And so I thought that was a really fun fact. It was sought after by high society and used in royal crowns and religious jewelry. It signifies peace, temperance, serenity, and royalty. Wearing it may strengthen relationships and provide courage when needed. So amethysts are really beautiful to have, like even in your wedding rings. I just love it when people add a little bling to their diamond rings that they get for their wedding. It's really, really neat. And they add that little color to it. So an amethyst is a great one to add to it. So it's associated with the crown chakra, but can be used on any chakra point because it helps boost spirituality along with any other stones as well as by itself. So it enhances a feeling of confidence and well-being. It decreases feeling of being unbalanced in the mind, body, and soul. And then it helps reduce depression, anxiety, stress with its calming presence. This way you can gain back your inner confidence and excitement for life, which would be so cool, right? So that's why I want one of those big giant ones sitting in the corner of my house because it brings such great energy. So Linnell says, I just got envied to go crystal hunting this weekend. Envied. After this show today, I'm leaning harder now to say yes to that hunt. You're so cute. I know, really, right? It's so much fun. So anyway, it says, I love you, or Robin says, I love you all. I'm getting ready to Zoom with my mom. She's still in ICU, not responding. I will watch later. Thank you for a wonderful show. Oh, Robin, our prayers are with you for sure, with you and your mom. I'm sorry to hear that. Linnell says, share wonderful energy there, Robin. And Linnell, I'll send some as well. And then Goldylocks says, much love to you and your mom, Robin. And then Goldylocks says hello to Linnell too. All right, so that's really cool. So anyway, yes, Robin, we will definitely keep you in our prayers. And thank you for joining us today for the moment that you could. And we'll see you soon. So also amethyst, it can help enhance clairvoyant or psychic powers, which is really cool because right now it'd be nice, to like kind of get an idea of what's happening and what's going on in life. And so, having that psychic little jump on things is really cool. I actually have a friend that's talking about that, like when we pick, it's really interesting because she's going to start something with stocks. But the whole thing is that when we do, start to tap into ourselves, and recognize our own energy, then we're able to really, really get the, just like feel into that power of our psychic abilities that we have for ourselves, because then we can know what to do and feel into it and recognize that it's right for us. And that's what's so important in life right now is to really do things because we feel like it's the right thing to do for ourselves at this moment in time. All right, so then it can help enhance clairvoyant or psychic powers. I said that again because I want you to recognize that. Amethyst can move energies around the body and clear out any blocks deep within the recess of your mind and negative thought behavior. When meditating with amethyst, you can fine-tune your intuition and clear the mind, allowing you to take practical steps needed to follow your dreams and goals. It alleviates pain in the digestive tract. Now that I thought was so cool. I think that's what she put on my stomach the one time was that, like I said, I had a little bit of pain there and it really, really helped me. It was awesome. So anyway, so you can always lay these crystals on you wherever you want to too. You can take your own amethyst and while you're laying in bed or whatever, just put it on your stomach if you're feeling a little bit of indigestion or something, which it says next anyway. So it alleviates pain in the digestive tract, indigestion, and other discomforts. It can also reduce dizziness or vomiting and nausea. It can also reduce water retention when it is worn or utilized regularly. I thought that was really cool too, water retention, because some of us have problems with that, especially here in Florida. It's really quite interesting. And so that would be like a cool thing to definitely to keep around for water retention. And then amethyst is a variety of quartz, which is known as a master healer of gemstones. So all the quartz stones are really, really interesting, and they do have a lot of powers. I'm just looking up this other part for us on this right now. So the attributes of the amethyst are they are durable and perfect for everyday wear and use. They relieve grief and sorrow and replace these thoughts with peace. They have dream recollection. So like so that you have better dream cycles or better sleep cycles. It reduces tension and stress. They can adjust to the body and its temperatures, tuning into what is needed the most for healing purposes. It has cell regeneration. It increases the metabolic rate. Ooh, that's really cool. That's like really, really cool. It can resist diseases with its soothing presence, restoring the body's energy. Oh, wow. Now, see, if everybody would just put one of these in their pocket when they're going out, maybe that'll help with this epidemic, right? So it can resist diseases. Yep. Once again, with its soothing presence, restoring the body's energy. It restores relationships and renews excitements in partnerships, and it aids to inspire, harnessing the inner power and stimulates the imagination. So say you're having like I don't know, writer's block or something. Maybe an amethyst would help you out on that too. Who knows? These stones are so powerful. I mean, they really do have this amazing energy. And if you do go to anywhere, crystal shops and things like that, and walk around, you can really, especially if you're an empath, you can really feel the energy. But even if you're not, it doesn't matter because the energy is still there. It's vibrant. It is so cool. I also wanted to mention another thing too. So you have crystals that we talked about here, and once again, there's so many different kinds, and they're found all over the world, by the way. Which I kind of figured because, there's mountains everywhere and there's rock everywhere, but still, I just didn't realize that it was all over the world. And then, but the one thing is, and I thought this was really cool because I am so drawn to rocks anyway, like just regular rocks. Like I go to North Carolina and I asked them out and I'm like, would you mind if I take a couple of you home with me? Because I really want your energy at my house. And I got to tell you, it is the coolest thing to have, and if you go to like these rock quarries and things like that, even down here, they have these really neat landscaping places that have rocks. And oh my gosh, they're like my favorite place to go. Like truly, not kidding, my favorite place. Because I get out of the truck or the car in this case now, it used to be the truck, and I go and I pick out the rocks and I'll sit with the rock and I'll, recognize them. And it's just, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. So anyway, so my point is that it doesn't necessarily have to be, crystal that you get in a store. You can actually go for a walk out in your backyard and perhaps find something there that's just as special. I was walking along the beach, which, I do all the time. When I can, although this week has been a little bit, I didn't even go for a walk today, you guys. But anyway, so I was walking on the beach and I saw this one rock and it was a smooth rock and I picked it up. And as soon as I put it in my hand, I actually put it in my right hand because I guess I wanted to, give the energy, but also receive it, but give it away too. And it heated up so fast. And I was really shocked because this rock had a lot of energy, and once again, it was just a beach rock from the ocean, so it had the ocean energy with it, but it was the neatest thing to like pick this one rock up that I was just drawn to. It was on the beach. It wasn't, it was special, but it wasn't, a shape of any kind. Like, I said to you, when you find a heart rock, oh my gosh, I found a really awesome heart rock for my mom one time. But this one was really neat. And I just picked it up and I kept it with me and went for my walk and held on to it. And it energized me. It was such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So, you can definitely get these, you can find some awesome energy in rocks anywhere. It doesn't matter where it is. I have this one rock outside that I bought for when one of my favorite dog passes, and he did, but the rock was there for a headstone, but then we sold the property and it was sort of out in the middle of the yard. And so I just brought the headstone with me, but it wasn't really a headstone. It's just this beautiful black and white rock from, North Carolina that I had picked up there. And it was really neat to have it. And so now I look at it and it's a beautiful piece. It's in my garden here and it reminds me of him as well. So you can have all of this memorabilia to go along with these rocks, like I said. And I wanted to tell you a story about that too. So Linnell says, super crystals, super stones. Yeah, definitely. Amy says, I have a beautiful amethyst ring. Oh, wow. Yes, I want to get one of those. And then Linnell says, I've got a pocket of crystals. They choose me in the morning. And I love that when that happens. Oh my gosh, isn't that cool? That's so true. Because when you do have these crystals, that's exactly right. You can like walk past them and kind of run your hand over them. I actually saw one jump, like literally jump up when my friend was reading me one time. She was like, it just kind of like quivered and it jumped a little bit. And I was like, did that just do that? And she said, yeah, it did. She goes, I guess that one's definitely for you. So it was really, really neat. It was so much fun there's this one too, which is really kind of cool, as well as pretty rocks. But anyway, so yeah, so it's really interesting, you know, how these rocks are so important to us. And I want to tell you this story really quick because it was kind of funny. So once again, when I was starting all of this, you know, learning about energy and learning to read and learning to recognize the energy of the world, I was doing this meditation with this rock, and I can't remember what it's called. It's, you know, it's like a meditation that, you know, everybody does it whenever you go to like retreats and things like that. And gosh, I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, so I was holding on to this rock and I was recognizing it, and, you know, it was recognizing me, and it was so cute. And it was little. It was like a very small rock. Like it was probably like this, like, you know, not too small, but like about that, you know, kind of small. And it was so funny because it told me that it was a mountain and that it loved being in the breeze and feeling the sun on its, you know, on its body and all this stuff. And I was like, holy crap. And I just smiled at it because it was the cutest thing in the world to see that this little tiny rock really thought it was a mountain. But you know what? It was, because it came from North Carolina. And like I said, they're the oldest mountains in the world, or one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world. And it's incredible that this little, you know, tiny rock thought that it was a mountain, which it was, because it's still part of the mountain. So, you know, and we are all one. And so why not, right? So it really taught me to think about that, you know, to feel into that idea of oneness that we're really working on right now for the whole planet. And really quite interesting and so cute at the same time, because it made me laugh and smile. And I love it when the natural world does that, you know, because that's why they're here and why we're here, to be sort of, you know, funny to them as well. Believe me, we're very funny to them. So it's really quite interesting. So anyway, who was I going to give the, yeah, because we have time. So let's do a unicorn reading. We have time for at least one. So who was I going to give that to again? Was it Amy? Is that who it was? Or was it Robin? I can't remember. Go ahead and put it up on the screen, you guys, if you can. So Amy, was it you? Did you want a unicorn reading? And then also, while I'm waiting on the response, I wanted to tell you all, I did pick one of these animal cards again today for all of us. And I thought this was so cool because this one's a big one. And it was all about your power. And so I guess, you know, because we're all feeling into the world right now, and we're all kind of being a little bit drawn into some things that we don't want to. Oh, it wasn't you then, it was Robin. That's okay. So we won't do one then. We'll not worry about it unless you all want one. And just let me know. But anyway, so the jaguar is what I picked, and it's about a power. And it says, and this is really cool. Isn't that a cool card, by the way? I think this is so neat. Like whoever the artist is did such a great job on these cards. They're just like kind of fun and interesting to make you stare at them. But anyway, so it's about power. And it says that the spirit of the jaguar is coming to help you reconnect with your personal power. Do not feel vulnerable or helpless. Do you often feel pain in your belly? Has fear been the main emotion in your life lately? If the answer is yes, then you may need to feel your power again. Don't confuse power with manipulation or domination. However, many people try desperately to change the circumstances of their life, and if they can't, they feel defeated. This is not a place of power, but a place of struggle and avoidance. A real place of power is facing any challenge, knowing you are strong enough to overcome it. This is always the case, by the way, as life never confronts you with things you can't really handle. Whatever you may be experiencing right now, just face it boldly. Breathe. That was like huge for all of us. Breathing is big, you guys, big. And say firmly to yourself, I am more strong, or I'm more than strong enough to handle this. That's what your new mantra is. I am more than strong enough to handle this. Feel your power again, and fear will eventually vanish. So I just thought that was so cool that this was like one of those cards that I feel like that's like for all of us as well today, because I don't know why, but I'm just feeling like the energy is a little bit low and a little dense. And so we're going to pick it up now with our crystals and get some really good stuff going, get some new mojo in our lives here with all these beautiful crystals, and to recognize that there is, you know, power in the outdoors. There's power in, you know, everything that surrounds us. There's power in all of the energy that, you know, resides even within our homes, which is really interesting. Oh, you know what? That's what my house just said. Need to do one on buildings. That's what we should do. We should do a show on buildings sometime too. I'll have to do that. I'm gonna have to do like a video of that though. That'd be really interesting, because I was in North Carolina and I was actually eating lunch one time, and the building across the street is really old. It was a brick building, and it was so interesting. All of a sudden, I was like, why and where is that information coming from? And I looked at it across the street, and the building was talking to me. It was really cool, but I sort of stopped eating for a second. I was like, no, I'm definitely not hearing that, and definitely didn't even recognize that. But there were bricks, and the bricks were old, and the building had so much to say. And it was really, really interesting. And everybody there at the table was like, so what's it saying? And then so we started having a conversation about the building across the street. And it was very, very honored that we honored it by listening. So it was really cool. So when you do speak with your animals, pets, trees, whatever it is that you're talking with, it could be the fairies in the yard, could be anything actually. And then just, recognize that they're honoring you and you're honoring them. So always say please and thank you. And, it's just like anything. And there's such great appreciation for them at the same time. So that helps. And so, then you're putting that energy into it and they're feeling it, and it just, emanates out into the world even more, because that's what we're doing right now. We're sending out the love as much as we can, because it's so important that we all stay within this loving grace for ourselves, and then we can portray that out into the world. And then as we do that, the world becomes better and better and better and better. And that's what we're working on right now. So it's really a lot of fun. And we have all these beings to help us with this, especially these powerful little beings here today that wanted to show up and be a part of the show. And thank you for honoring them. And I honor them for being here. And so, so, so cool. I love this one. This one's so pretty. Look at that. It has that little bit of brown on the bottom there. It's so neat. But anyway, so I think that's it for today. And next week, we'll probably talk about, I don't even know yet, whatever it was coming in earlier. And then we'll figure it out. And you know me, you guys. I never really know what's going to happen next week until the day comes. And I can try to say that I'm feeling into it, but a lot of times it gets changed. Like today, even I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but all the crystals showed up, and thank you so much. So thank you for joining me today. I appreciate all of you, and cannot thank you enough for, participating and telling me all these great stories. And maybe next week you can let me know if you guys went out and bought some crystals, because that would be really cool. And if you did, maybe you can send a picture or two into Goldylocks Productions, or actually you can send them to me at the Love Raspberry Light, and I can put them up on my show. That's probably the better idea. That'd be really neat to see some, loveraspberrylight@gmail.com. That'd be really neat to see some of these crystals that you all bought this week at the stores. And if I do get to the store, I will, show my crystals too. All right. Thanks so much. And I will see you next week.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron. Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.